Hey there YouTube, this is Elite Master bringing you a video review. This time I'll be taking a look at the 1/144 scale high grade Universal Century GM3 from Double Zeta. And here he is. Now this is him built straight out of the box, no stickers, nothing on him. I'm not putting any stickers on this guy because I plan to paint him. I'll tell you about that later. But this is him. He's got this almost white. It's more of a very light minty green color almost. That might just because of this greenish color that's on it. Playing mind games on me. It's got gray. Got one red piece right there in the chest. A clear green piece for the head. And some yellow. That's about it. So gray, whitish color. Weird green, yellow, orange yellow, and a clear piece. Now then, for stickers, you do get quite a bit. You get these two gray stickers for his neck. It's weird. These two gray stickers that go on his feet right there. He's got these green stickers that go along his legs right here on these vents. We've got these two red stickers right there to go on these little squares on his knees. These red stickers go on several places on his vents on his side of his legs. So all of his stickers are based in his legs, except for the two that go on the neck. Weird. He also has a small decal sheet right here. There's a little symbol there. All this goodness. Karaba. A mess load of numbers. It's nice. Now then, he also has some camera stickers. One for the chest, one for the back of the head, and two for the missile pods. I'll show later. For his articulation, he's pretty good. He's got a double jointed neck, so I can go forward and back, up, pretty good, down, side to side. It can rotate. You gotta be careful with those tiny little antennae though. His arms can move forward and back at our joint. Ball joint for the shoulder, rotate and wiggle. His arm can go out that far, all together like that. Rotate, bend the two joints at the elbow, and pop the hand off. And pop the torso off. That's something I'll talk about later. His hands are on a ball joint, rotate and wiggle. And you saw he's got a ball joint for the waist, so you can move forward and back a bit, side to side. You can rotate 360 if you maneuver it well. His front skirts come molded together, but they're on ball joints, and you can snip them. And side skirts are on a hinge, polycap hinge. They don't rotate at all because it's a square peg. He's got pelvis movement right there. His legs are on a peg. You can move forward that far, back that far, in and out that far. Might as well be on a ball joint. But it can rotate 360 at the hip. Bend the two joints to the knee, not much. The bottom joint gets him to go like that, and the top joint gets him like that. Altogether about 90 degrees. His feet are pretty neat. He has this piece right here in the back that you can see moves back and forth. It's got a little thruster on it that moves back and forth, and his foot itself is on a ball joint, so forward and back, side to side. It rotates. He's got a foot guard that moves up and down, and he's got a little bit of that action going on. He also has these pieces on his back that are on ball joints. Move up and down, rotate back around, all that. They're just beam saber holders and thrusters. Alright then. Now for his accessories, we'll show you his regular accessories first before we get to this cross missile spam. As you see, he has two closed fists on him right now. He also has two open hands. Two holding things hands for his beam sabers. Switching them is very easy. There's ball joints. Also, his beam sabers do come out. They're just pegged in. Just 2 pieces. And he does come with 2 clear pink beams. And they fit nicely in the hand. Well, the ball joints in the hand are really loose. That could easily be fixed though. He also has a beam rifle that comes with a trigger finger hand that has a hole in it, and the rifle has a peg in it. Makes it very secure. Also has a moving handle, and no stickers or anything that were given for this. It's a pretty neat looking beam rifle actually. Very unique looking. He also has a standard shield, looks like a Gundam shield. It's a different shade of red though for it. And there's just a slot in the back of each arm, a little square peg. Can go in. And it's got some movement on here. It can like pivot back and forth like this and rotate. And there's 2 pegs, so you can put it behind the arm or on the side of the arm. I always put it on the side of the arm. So that's it for its regular accessories until you add its missile spam. Just take these off first and show it to you. Throw in random hand. And first you get these little side skirts, these side missile things. These are the missiles, you're going to have to paint those. And you take this little red cap off, and there you can see the top of the missiles. And that's how it's supposed to look when you fire it. You get 2 of those. Doesn't matter which side you put them on, but they'll peg into those little holes in the side of the skirts. And now he's got missiles on his sides. Granted, they're like 4 missiles, but they're huge missiles, so they probably do a lot of damage. He's also got these things. Let me see if I can't find the right pieces for him. Yes, there we go. Whoops. That's my fault. But he has these missile pods on his shoulders. And you'll notice these pegs are a little offset. Make sure they're pointing, that they're moving inward when you put them into the shoulder, so that he still has some of his articulation. They do hinder it by going back a bit, but not much. And they just peg into the back of his shoulder via polycap, with a hole. And these are their closed forms, and that's where the stickers would go. Those 2 tiny green stickers right there. Just take these off. They're kind of loose. You might want to thicken them up with glue, or if you're going to paint them like I am, then they'll be fine. But just take these, you put them in, and there you go. Open the missiles. So yeah, he's pretty well armed. Take all these off, and he's got 12 missiles, plus a beam rifle, and a shield, and a beam saber. Damn. So he's pretty well armed. It's a nice kit. Its articulation isn't as good as most other GMs, mostly because of the crappy legs. But his upper body is pretty good in terms of articulation. Like, it's really a pretty nice mobile suit. It's got a very unique looking design to it. It still looks like a GM, but nothing like another like regular GM that you'd probably look at. Let me grab a couple of my other GMs over here and show them to you. Here he is next to the GM Striker. And he's only got ball joint hips, and his legs get more movement at the hips than this guy does. And the GM Cannon. But yeah, as you can see, like older GM kits that had the double jointed and terrible sticker, had the double jointed elbows, they had this kind of design for the elbow, which looked pretty good. And this was seen a lot on the GMs and a lot of other high-grade Universal Century kits, and that offered a really good bend, and it looked pretty neat. But on this GM here, you can see he's got a more mechanical looking, more master grade-ish looking joint, but when you bend it, it doesn't get you as much of a bend. It's still a good bend, but yeah. You see this GM also has that same joint that the Striker does. He's also got pretty good hip movement, unlike this guy over here. Even back of the skirt. I think I did a review of this guy already. Yeah, I did. But yeah, very different designs, but they all still carry that one, like that specific GM look to them, with the visored face, the antenna, or at least the older GMs, not older, after the GM, the original GM. Almost all the GMs had a antenna of some sort on it. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Out of these three kits, go for the Striker. Absolutely recommend it. Awesome kit, awesome accessories. I think I did a review on them already. I'm not sure. But the GM3 isn't bad. It's a really nice kit. It was a pretty fun build, okay? And because it's not based on any of the other GM kits, unlike the Striker here and even the Cannon, they have a lot of extra parts from other GM kits. But this guy, he has no spare parts because he's a completely original mold. Well, almost completely original mold. There's some bits and pieces here that I believe are used for other kits, mainly the elbows. But very nice kit. He's got a great detail. He's got a few flaws, like the really weak ball joints here, but I've been in that. That is the main problem I have with this guy. His lower body isn't even that heavy compared to the top, but that ball joint, it just does not hold in there with much confidence. Like if you shake him enough, it'll there. See? It would be easy enough to tighten up that ball joint, but that's a big problem right there. Now I held off on getting this guy for a while, even though he has a pretty new kit. I thought, oh, I'm not gonna get him, but then I saw a review of him and I was like, I think I like what I see. But I'm still holding strong on the I hate this color scheme. So what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to paint him up in the Titans colors, because he is from a double Zeta, and I can always use the Titan colors on him, you know, storyline wise, it'll work. And he reminds me a lot of the Mark II, mostly in the backpack. The backpack looks like the Mark II's backpack, especially like the thruster things here. But yeah, I'll be painting this guy up in Titans color scheme. That's why I didn't apply any of the stickers. I'm probably not even going to use any of these decals because they're not for the Titans. But he's a very nice model kit. I do recommend him. Just I do not like his colors. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but his face kind of reminds me of an elf. I don't know, that might just be me, but he reminds me of an elf. Well, that was my look on the 1/144 scale high grade Universal Century GM3. And just a side note, but why is the GM2 just coming out now? Like, it's not even out yet, but this dude came out before him. Wouldn't it make more sense to put the GM2 out first? Or am I missing something here? Or whatever, Bandai. You do what you do. I'm still getting the GM2 because I love that design. But yeah, that's the GM3. He's got cross missile spam and crappy colors, but I do recommend him. It wouldn't be all that hard to paint. So until next time, this was Elite Master, and tune in for more videos.